It's no secret that Firestorm didn't exactly take the Battle Royale genre by storm, but I believe it deserves to be much more popular than it is. The Halvoy map is a fantastic looking area with snowy mountainous terrain, dense forestry, and open grassy hills, and is easily the best looking BR on the market. Small signs of life like birds and rats, coupled with excellent sound design that you notice whether you're ambling through forestry, or gunshots are rattling off scenery behind you. All these things combine to give Firestorm an atmosphere that competitors such as PUBG and Blackout, in my opinion, are lacking. So why hasn't Firestorm taken off, and what is holding it back? Here are some of my takes on the issues currently facing Battlefield 5's Firestorm, and it isn't just the looting. A lack of players and queue times is something that is affecting all platforms, but PC probably the most. But if there isn't a huge player base, how do you fix it? Is it really as simple as going free to play? Firestorm has made the same mistake Blackout made in having it be tied to an existing title. Both Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5 would feel very light on content if it hadn't been for the attached Battle Royale mode. This makes it very hard for the titles to separate the mode out and make it free to play. Whereas COD has a rabid and loyal console fanbase that helps it to fill up Blackout lobbies, Battlefield 5 does not. On PC, the Blackout community is now so small that Treyarch has to alternate between solos, duos and squads on a weekly basis, and this is something we saw mirrored with Firestorm very early on when they removed duos. Unlike Blackout, however, this was across all three platforms, and it happened within 2 months of the mode being released. This naturally gave players cause for concern about the future of Firestorm. DICE haven't even gone as far as to offer a free weekend so that fans of the mode can invite their friends and prospective customers to give it a go. My suggestion would be to eventually separate Firestorm out from Battlefield 5. Perhaps this could happen when the Pacific Theatre launches and Battlefield 5 feels like a more complete product. It can still be tied in with the core game, and the cosmetics you unlock from the core multiplayer would be exclusive to those that own the full version of the game. This would incentivize players to purchase the core title for the camo unlocks. In an ideal world, perhaps the Firestorm team at Criterion could be reassembled to help put out content and map updates for Firestorm, as let's be honest, DICE already have their work cut out for them, squashing bugs and trying to finish new content on the base game. It could then look to retail at a reduced price or even go free to play, but as a PC player the prospect of Firestorm going free to play scares me because of my next big issue. There are two cheating problems in Firestorm. One is players teaming in solos, which affects all platforms, which I think can be fixed just by bringing duos back, and then there are those cheating with third-party software. Cheating with third-party software is something that currently only really affects the PC player base. In my experience, cheaters, aimbotters, wallhacks, etc. are far more prominent in Firestorm than the more popular base game modes of Battlefield 5, especially in solos. As you can probably tell from the footage I've recorded here, these players are not even attempting to hide their cheats, and anyone spectating them can easily see. In my opinion, a game should never be in a state where really obvious aimbots are getting into multiple, even hundreds of games without a ban. Whatever anti-cheat DICE is using is not doing enough. To help combat this, DICE needs to implement a first-person spectator mode so identifying these players is easier, and a report option in-game. Honestly, I'm amazed a game can release on PC in 2019 without a report function in-game. This is something any PvP shooter should have, even on console, so you can report those players that are teaming. Have you ever secured your 9th kill of a solo game, only to see your armor plates have all been used up and the player you killed hasn't dropped any? Or perhaps they glitched under the map. Having armor in the late game is often key to winning, and players shouldn't feel punished for winning a fight by not having any armor left. One idea I had was to allow players to interact with empty enemy armor vests to destroy them to create an armor plate or two. This would ensure you are somewhat rewarded for winning a fight, and it would also deny another player from reaping the rewards of your kill. My next big issue is with campers in the MG42 and the newly introduced VGO. In my opinion, these guns do not belong in a battle royale. A game type that already encourages a certain level of camping shouldn't be putting in weapons that actively encourage it. Nobody likes dying in a single frame, and the MMG's time to kill is so low that they often don't feel fair. Should anyone feel this is just me being salty, here's some grotesque footage of me using MMGs to prove their effectiveness, and in my opinion, their unfairness. Yeah. Oof. Oh. That was easy. Early on, DICE also spoke about having some update or rework planned for the looting, but all that seems to have happened is we have markers above the items now. To be honest, I've managed to get used to the looting in Firestorm, but I know it's a huge turn off for many others, and my main issue now is loot just disappearing under the map. My last issue is a complete lack of marketing. Do you remember seeing any advertising for Firestorm? I certainly don't. In fact, I only bought the game because I grew tired of not being able to find blackout lobbies on PC, and luckily I fell in love. Hell, I even remember seeing Royale adverts, but apparently EA couldn't spare the cash. None of the well-known established streamers stayed with the game either. The explosion of the Battle Royale genre is inherently tied to the boom of Twitch streamers, and the sad fact is the Battle Royale games the streamers are playing are the most popular. I think EA and DICE would be wrong to ignore the potential of Firestorm, and paying some streamers for some sponsor streams would help get the word out that Firestorm is a thing that actually exists. In fact, EA didn't even mention Firestorm existed at their E3 Play event, which would have been a great time to show those that don't have the game that they are still planning to support the mode and add new content. Instead, they left us fearful. I love Firestorm and truly hope it doesn't end up being treated as the black sheep of the Battlefield 5 offering, and simply left to waste away. Anyway, those are my thoughts on what hasn't been done and what could be done to help bring Firestorm off life support. If you agree with these points, be sure to leave a like, and if you disagree, leave a dislike, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.